Have you ever felt like you're just lost in a sea of mixed signals when you're dating? You're trying to figure out, is this person genuinely interested or am I just an option? Well, this explainer is going to be your guide. We're moving from the confusion of trying to decipher texts to the confidence of seeing things exactly as they are.
Let's just start right here, because this quote, it gets right to the heart of the matter. That feeling of being a detective, constantly hunting for clues, does that sound familiar? It's absolutely exhausting, and it is a massive sign that something is off, because genuine interest shouldn't feel like a mystery you have to solve.
So, how do we actually get that clarity? Well, it all starts with one fundamental idea. When someone's interest is real, their behavior actually shifts. It goes from being kind of passive and casual to being active and, well, intentional. And that right there is our key concept, intentional behavior. This isn't just about whether they like you. It's about them actively, purposefully choosing to build something with you. We're going to give you a roadmap to spot that crucial shift, starting from the very first date.
So let's start where it all begins, those first few dates. You gotta see these early meetups as a goldmine of information, not just about chemistry, but about someone's actual character. We're on the lookout for those subtle but really powerful green flags that tell you you're on the right path.
We're looking for these key green flags you see right here. They're simple things, right? Respecting your boundaries, being kind to the waitstaff, how they treat other people tells you everything. Planning a real date instead of that last-minute, hey, wanna hang text. And, of course, being consistent. These aren't huge romantic gestures, they are the basic foundations of respect and maturity.
And this slide, it just perfectly shows the two different worlds. On the left, you've got that red flag behavior, it's low effort, it's inconsistent, and it just breeds anxiety. But on the right, you have intentionality. Look at the difference. It's the difference between being someone's option and being their priority. That planned date shows he values your time and is actually willing to put in some effort.
This quote right here just brilliantly explains the emotional toll. A connection that has real potential should feel stable. It should be reassuring. If you feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster that's completely dictated by their texting habits, that is a huge red flag. Trust me, in this case, predictability is a very, very good thing.
Okay, so what happens next? If you're seeing those early green flags, you're going to start noticing a really significant shift. This is the stage where behavior goes from just getting to know you to actively building a we.
This table is such a fantastic way to tell the difference between genuine, long-term interest and just a short-term crush or infatuation. Just look at the key differences. Genuine interest? It's steady. It's focused on who you are as a person. It sees conflict as something you solve together, and it naturally starts to look toward the future. Infatuation, on the other hand, it's all flash and no substance.
So this big shift, it really boils down to three key signs. First, they start thinking in terms of we. Second, they don't run away from disagreements. And most importantly, they don't leave you guessing about where you stand.
So the first sign is a change in language. You'll notice I starts to become we. They stop making all their plans by themselves and start factoring you into their decisions. And this isn't just a little word change. It's a whole mental shift. They are actively making space for you in their life.
Now, this second sign is huge. Anyone can be great when things are easy, right? But someone who actually sees a future with you will stay and work through the tough stuff. They understand that the partnership is way more important than winning an argument. Just remember, avoidance is easy. Resolution, that takes real commitment.
And that brings us to the most important sign of all, which is captured perfectly in this quote. Ambiguity is the enemy of a real connection. If someone is genuinely invested in you, they will not risk losing you to confusion. They will make their intentions clear, period.
Okay, so we've talked about how to observe their actions. But what if you want to be a little more proactive? Let's shift gears now, from just passively observing to actively confirming, by using conversations that can reveal true character.
Now, the key here is all in the approach. This is not a job interview. It's not an interrogation. The whole goal is just to spark a natural conversation where their real values and intentions can come to the surface, and that gives you the clarity you deserve.
This is such a brilliant question. Why? Because it's not about digging for drama or gossip. It's about figuring out if they can self-reflect. Their answer tells you if they see past experiences as lessons for growth or just stories where they were the victim.
And here's exactly what you listen for. Does he take some ownership for his part in things?
Or does he just paint himself as the blameless hero who had to deal with a crazy ex? Taking accountability is a massive, massive green flag for emotional maturity. Someone who's ready for a healthy partnership knows they're not perfect.
You know, sometimes the best way to go is the direct route. There is absolutely nothing wrong with asking this question. It's not being pushy, it's being practical. It's all about making sure you're both on the same page so you don't waste each other's time.
And here is the most important part of that. When they give you an answer, listen. Just listen. Don't try to read between the lines or hope you can be the one to change their mind. If they tell you they're not looking for a commitment, you have to believe them. It will save you a world of heartache.
So, let's bring this all together. After observing their actions, sparking these conversations, what is the core message you should walk away with? Really, it's about moving from a state of constant guessing to a state of knowing.
This right here is the bottom line. When someone is truly, genuinely invested in building something with you, their actions, their words, and their intentions will all point in the same direction, towards clarity. You won't need to be a detective anymore, because the evidence of their interest will be clear and consistent.
And I'll leave you with this question to think about. Based on everything we've just talked about, what is one positive sign, one green flag, whether it's consistency or effort or clear communication, that from now on you will prioritize and never ever overlook again?